welcome to Mystic Spilling the Tea.
I'm Ashwani of Southern Fried Psychics.
I'm Leslie Hall, the Purple Rose Psychic,
And I'm Nikel, Rising Digital.
and we're the Mystics,
Mystics.
Spilling the Tea.
Except in my case, coffee today.
Yeah, y'all drinking coffee that's in the morning, so I'm still a tea drinker. So today's topic is mystic realizations.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So it's a good point of like, when did you realize you were mystic?
I was literally, if anybody's ever seen that movie Sixth Sense with the little dead kid, Haley Joel Osment, that was me. I would see dead people like I'm seeing y'all right now and carry on like normal conversations, or at least I thought normal, until growing up in a very religious church, and it got swept under the rug, and I got called a weird kid, and we don't talk about those things, and that's devil's work and all that stuff. So I just stopped talking about it. I stopped sharing about it, so much so that even friends in high school were like, so what, are you psychic now? And I'm like, well, I've been psychic always. I just swept it under the rug because everybody said I was weird and a freak, and I didn't want to be called that or notified that or identified as that.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
I knew, like, I just knew I was a different kid. And like, how come other people aren't seeing these dead people that I'm talking to?
Yeah, that's
So,
pretty weird. Yeah.
For me, it was just always a natural as a kid. And then I started taking classes.
Well, that's good. How about you, Nikel?
Yeah, so my mom actually has intuitive gifts, and so she had brought it up originally as far as like things normalized it, I guess you could say. And then but I was in Catholic school, and so that shut that down real fast because Satan. So there was that. But then later on in life, I don't know, I feel like I've always had a pull towards the mystic stuff, seeking anything of light, and so just trying to, make sense of the magic and help my friends and people to see the magic. That's probably been my biggest thing.
What about you, Les?
So it's interesting because I was fortunate because when I started having things, I was a young child, and my mother would always call it deja vu because I would know what was about to happen. So she called it deja vu. And I was really fortunate because y'all don't know this, but my mother used to take me to see psychics for tarot readings and things when I was a teenager.
No, I didn't know that.
I was raised Episcopal, but I was in a low Episcopal church, and never was I told that anything I did was Satan, which is
Wow, lucky.
gift.
Yeah.
And so I think that's one of the reasons why I knew all along what was going on, but I didn't share it with a lot of people, like, because I just didn't do that. But I would know things, and I still, still even today, still know things. But back then I knew things, and it just wasn't anything to worry about. So, but I just didn't grow it either. But I did find it interesting because I was thinking back, and I think I got my first tarot cards from one of my aunts at like age 11.
Whoa.
So I was really
I'm
lucky.
jelly right now.
Yeah, I was
Wow.
really lucky. I had a very good relationship, and my mom was really one of these people who was open to a lot of things and didn't necessarily condemn. Now, I don't know if my grandparents would have been that way, but my mom was. And so that was really, I was lucky that way. My mom had great intuition. She always knew when one of her kids was in trouble, when one of her kids was doing something wrong.
That's my mom.
She was always that. The other thing that my mom was always about, you know how some moms wouldn't tell what you did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, my mom would tell you, everybody.
Oh, no.
She made sure, like, if you were going to mess up, it was going to be blasted because,
Oops.
yeah, she wasn't one of those moms that would hide it because she was like,
Yeah.
it just wasn't that way. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a cool thing. So I liked that. I had a good childhood.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, because that's just unheard of. So, I could talk to my mom a little bit.
Yeah.
Not a lot of it. because that's where I get my abilities from. They generally get shared from your mother. And yeah, it was so wild. I've done 2 tarot readings total for her. She's now 83. She'll be 84
Wow.
in January. And I've done 2 readings for her. And while she enjoyed it, I could still tell there were certain aspects that was getting her out of her comfort zone because of, what I do. And so even most of the family, it's like, it's just not really talked about. I can't fully be me
Mm-hmm.
with my
Right.
family, which is really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. It is hard. It's hard. The funny thing is, like I said, my family was really open to everything, and um, I've kept my gifts pretty much just for family and friends for so long, and then whenever I decided to do it professionally, um, my biggest person I thought would doubt me would be my brother and his wife, because they are very much going to church every Sunday and everything. But when I told them, they were like, "Oh my gosh, that's really cool. You should get our daughter into it too." And I was just
Wow.
like,
No, that's so awesome. I
yeah,
love
so
it.
it was really kind of cool. And so I did. I took their daughter to a tarot class with me, and she
Hot
started
dog.
doing it now. So it's interesting because you just don't know who's going to judge you for what.
You don't.
Mhm. Yeah.
But it's really, I just love it when people have an open mind.
Yeah, definitely. I think too, for me, I've noticed, I guess the significance of numbers in my life. Like my mom's birthday is 3/17. My dad's is 2/22. And my daughter was born at 16/16. So it always seems like the people near me have had some sort of, I don't know, magical sign in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because look at Leslie's birthday and then look at mine.
I know.
Yeah.
You still have it around you.
See?
Yeah, it's the 12/12.
And 3/3.
Yep.
So here's an odd thing. My mother had all of her children on the 12th day. of
That
different
is
months.
awesome.
Yeah. So I had an older sister who was November the 12th, and then I'm December the 12th, and my brother was February the 12th.
You can't make this
No,
stuff
that was
up.
my sister. My
Wow.
sister's February the 12th, sorry. And my brother is March 12th. And you can't, that's the kind of thing. But the funny thing is, my parents both were, my mother was 5/25 and my father was 10/25.
What?
Wow.
God,
So
you can't
you-
make this stuff
So
up.
That's
that's what's always kind of
awesome.
cool, because you can't really figure this stuff out. It just
Yeah.
happens the way it happens. And
Mhm.
so it is good.
I love that though, because that's so many cool stories of. I think that's what leads people to seek. I think
Mhm.
that's what
Yes.
leads people to thirst for more. I mean, at least it did for me, knowing
Yeah.
that, oh man, my family's not really supportive of my psychic work, so let me find a class. And so
Yeah.
I remember being in my 20s, and I found Dr. Chuck Murphy, who probably taught
Mm.
3/4 of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex in his Zero to Psychic course, which I now am one of the 2 teachers that teach it. Actually, I think there's 4 of us total, but and all of DFW. So I love that I found him though, because one, I started establishing community. I met a gal in there. We were friends for 21 years, and I got to name it in order to claim it. Meaning, oh, am I a mystic? Am I a medium? Am I channeling? Am I what am I?
Yeah.
Kinda
what are you
thing.
doing?
And once you kind of define it, then you can develop it
Right.
and know where you fall. And unbeknownst to me at that time, when he did this little test, you get to find out the categories are medium, channeler, empath, and shaman. And I added a category of healer because I've done that for 26 plus years. And with that, it's amazing to see people's faces light up
Mm.
when they're like, oh, I'm a medium? Cool. You know, it's that light
Yeah.
bulb moment when you can name it and then they can actually claim it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like that fear just disappears. It dissolves a little bit.
Yeah. It's almost like finding, like,
Your
finding,
superpower?
Finding
almost like-
Nemo?
No, I was going to say that, but it's almost like finding like a hidden treasure inside of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing about being psychic and stuff is the people that we help, it's amazing the feelings you get.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what fuels my soul
Yeah.
is to really help people.
Yeah, I think for me, probably one of my biggest gifts is to show people the light that they have within, and kind of pull away all the bullshit. I think that's because I look back at my life and that's like the recurring theme is like, yeah, but who are you really though? Like, take away the trauma, take away these
Yeah.
situations, and bringing that forward and looking at life with magic.
Mm-hmm.
That's and you know, when you look at it that way, you think about life is magical. Period.
Mhm.
Totally.
It is, and what we do, everyone has it in them to do. They
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
don't
Everybody's psychic.
use it.
Yep.
They just
Yeah.
don't know it because we're on this planet, and if you really look at everything, everything is magical.
Mhm.
Everything has its purpose, and it's all intertwined and everything. And when you start really looking at the importance of different things, you really start to appreciate how magical it is.
Yes.
Mhm.
And like I said, what we do, everyone can do. It's a matter of opening up to it and trusting it.
And now everybody wants to read professionally, and that's okay too.
Mhm.
And some people just dismiss it. You know, like my older sister, it's not anything that was really talked about because they're devout religious, which I totally respect and I understand, and that's okay. But for me, it was always I thirsted for more. I needed more. I wanted to
Yeah.
expand. I wanted to heal from childhood trauma and everything that, we went through as kids. And so for me, I hope everything that I do is an empowering other people to really embrace and expand their divine feminine or their sacred masculine, because we have both in us. We're both the masculine and feminine aspects, taking strong action, that's your sacred masculine.
Right.
When you're in your intuitive abilities and you're using your mystic qualities, that is your divine feminine.
Right.
And there's such a harmony and balance that people will just allow that.
So here's a funny because,
Mm.
I was raised Episcopal. And so with my readings that I do, my psychic readings, I always do a prayer
Mhm.
and I pray to God. And I had someone ask me the other day, how do you combine your Christian faith with this? And I'm
Right.
like,
I get that question a lot.
it's just part of who I
Part
am.
of it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that's
It's spirituality.
right. Because I'm a Christian doesn't mean that I can't have woo woo.
Right.
I mean, like I have, I still feel like everything is a gift, and I feel like it's still a gift from above. And so that's where I really practice, and that's where I really think everything is there's a combination, and it has to do with me actually being a Christian and actually being a Christian that loves everyone and not picks and chooses.
Right.
Right.
Because that's not the religion. Like I said, I was raised Episcopal. I was raised in a very low mass Episcopal church.
Mm.
My preacher's son was gay.
Mm.
It was accepted. It wasn't like anything was different about that. Everything was really accepted in this church, and so
Love
that's
that.
how
Yeah,
I
that's
was
awesome.
raised. And so it just adds to this. It doesn't take away from it. It's just all part of who I am. I pray to God. I make things happen, but I don't know if everyone does that.
No, because for me, I take my Southern Baptist religion where it was all about, it was a lot of judgment. And, while I would never discourage anyone to give up their faith, I do discourage when you get with an organization that's very divisionary and when you exclude people out just because they won't believe your same way. That's what makes us so different, because as humans and human conditioning, instead of understanding differences between people and honoring who they are, you make them feel bad for being different. Hence the reason of, being psychic kids when we
Yeah.
were kids. But now I take that and I don't say I'm a Christian anymore at all. I never resonated with that. For me, it was all being about a spiritualist or a starseed,
Right.
because everything I do really is about expansion and using my own abilities that are God-given, God creator source, that I know beyond a shadow of a doubt this was something for me to use in this lifetime because I've done it many other lifetimes.
Yeah, I think that the way that your religion molded you and tried to mold you.
Right.
Or tried. That's the best word. It was
Mhm.
try to make you who you weren't.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it hard to make it part of this. Whereas I wasn't taught that to where I make it just who I am. I'm still who I am.
Right.
I'm still who I am just because
Mhm.
I do this professionally. How about you with your religion? Did you have any
Yeah.
struggles?
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking about how I was really excited when I finally put it all together of like all roads lead to the same
Mm-hmm.
thing, you know?
Mhm. They do.
Yeah. And that ultimately it's love. I think that's been a really great realization for me. But yeah, growing up in a Catholic home, yeah, was
Look at the different religions
was
here.
very
I was
different.
like Catholic,
Yep.
Episcopal,
Had
Southern
all the
Baptist.
things.
Yeah, that's a
But I
lot of
do-
religion.
I
Yeah.
do like, it has given me like I have a very special relationship with Mother Mary.
Oh,
You
that's
know?
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. And so like in my room you see a little statue of Mother Mary and then like a little Mother Earth, and
Yeah.
yeah. And so I like that I was able to, I guess, essentially create my own spirituality, which I got that from recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's your expansion.
Yes.
So that's perfect.
It really was.
And here's the thing is each one of us kept our faith. We just don't necessarily call it the same thing.
Right.
It is all about faith.
Yeah.
What we do as a psychic is we trust.
Mhm.
And that is part of like we trust a higher being to be showing us things, telling us things,
Mhm.
and we actually trust what they're doing. And although sometimes I do think they're punking me, they're not. They actually are giving me a different message that
Mhm.
I just didn't interpret correctly.
Mm.
So it wasn't a punk, but they do that. They sometimes. I mean, it's because we interpret what they give us. It's a lot like charades. A
Yeah.
lot of their messages.
Mm-hmm.
They're not
Totally.
clear. They're not always like crystal.
That's so
clear.
interesting.
They
I
don't
never
come
thought
out.
about it that way.
Yeah,
Oh,
they don't come
yeah.
out in complete sentences.
That's
It's
funny.
charades.
Yeah.
It's like they give you a bit of a picture, and you're like, oh, I think I see, but it's
Mhm.
kind of like you just don't know.
Yeah.
See, I was really excited too to find out that like when you think things in your head, sometimes when songs come in your head or something, that is actually your guides. I thought that was just randomness or ADD, ADHD, whatever you want to say. But yeah, I actually see that that's how they talk to me a lot.
Yes,
Mhm.
they do. They talk. They use all kinds of.
They're pretty funny.
They are. They use
Yes.
different things.
They'll
They
make you
use-
work for it.
They do.
Yeah.
They do make you work for it. They put a lot out there for you. There's all kinds of things that are giving you bits and pieces, but it is charades, and it's up to you to figure out what they're really meaning. And so part of that does. And the other thing is the voice in your head. It sounds like your voice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing that makes it hard to discern. Is it my imagination?
Yes.
Is it me? What's
Yes.
going on? So, but that is all part of the journey of figuring it out.
How do you decipher that?
Well, it's the ego mind that likes to take over, and the ego mind's like, "Oh, that's not, you're just making this stuff up." Blah blah. Everybody does it.
Okay.
That's why some of us sometimes will have like imposter syndrome. But
Mm.
this is how I teach every student when I do zero to psychic or a mediumship development, channeling, whatever it may be, is it's your first initial response. So,
Mm.
a prime example, ask a yes or no question. Is today a good day? It's your first initial. Did you hear yes or did you hear no?
Mm.
And I take them a little further. I'm like, did it come in your left ear or did it come in your right ear? Left is divine feminine, right is sacred masculine. So you can also narrow it down. Did it come from your own thoughts or a guide? If you heard that almost like a gentle whisper in your ear, it's usually a guide.
Mm.
If it's in your head and it's just popping in your head, that's your own intuition.
Mm.
The thing about it is like when you start arguing in your head
Yeah.
Right.
with incomplete sentences, that is you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not them. They give you answers and they walk away. I mean, like they're not like, there you go. I told you yes. Like I'm not going to
No.
argue with you.
Mm.
No.
They're like done. I already gave you the yes, and so that's part of like their whole the way that they talk to you and communicate. But it's up to you to figure out what they're trying to say. And again, you have to learn to trust. Trust
Right.
what you hear, trust what you see, trust.
It's
a big
partnership
thing.
with your spirit team too,
Yeah.
I love
with
that.
the trust.
Yeah. So we're going to have to wrap this up. Any last thoughts?
I would say just allow yourself to not only expand it, but awaken it further. If you
Mhm.
choose, you do have free will. And so not everyone will choose it, and that's okay. We're not here to judge you. We're just here to help you on your journey like we've been on our journeys because we help one another. That's what it's about. It's community.
Yep. How
I
about
love that.
you?
Oh.
How about you? Sorry,
That's-
that should
no.
have been silent.
I'm good. Yeah, just let your light shine, man.
I love that. How about you, Les?
So, what I would recommend is if you want to go on this journey, that you really think about trusting, and it's a trust journey, and it's all about, to me, it's all about trusting what they show you and everything. And there are many classes you can take. Ashwani does classes, I do classes. There are classes at different metaphysical shops. There's ways for you to start doing this if this is your chosen path that you want to do. But again, whatever you do today, may your light shine forward and bring light to someone else.
That's beautiful.
I love that.
I do too.
We'll wrap it up. That's a wrap for Mystics Spilling
the tea. I'm Ashwani of Southern Fried Psychics.
I'm Leslie Hall, the Purple Rose Psychic.
I'm Nikel, Rising Digital.
See y'all on the flip side.